Hi everyone, thanks again for joining me for this week's Soulmate Oracle reading. Now those of you who are just tuning in, I'm Anne and I give general love readings focusing on divine partners, and that includes soulmates, twin flames, twin rays, karmic connections, and all love relationships in general, because basically it's all about finding your true soul connection, and sometimes you have to go through different channels, different relationships in order to find that, okay? So watch this video from beginning to end if you can, and take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Basically, the rule of thumb is these are reading videos that are messages that are coming from the divine, not from me, but I am delivering them to you so that you can use for your highest good, so that you can find your divine love in your life, because it's all about what is being given to us and how we need to interpret that. It's in order to make our own decisions. Remember that I am not telling you guys what to do. It's all about us using the messages to our highest good and making the best choices. Okay, so now that the holidays is coming to a close, basically we've already had Christmas, we've celebrated, it was a beautiful time, we all love it. Now that we're getting all excited, the new year is about to approach us, and some of us get a little nervous, some of us get a little, you know, what am I going to expect? Is it going to be better? I get a lot of this coming at me, asking me these types of questions. And you know what? It's all about what you want to make it. This is why let's bring in the new year. This is why I always say, let's bring in a new year happy. Let's all bring it in with a positive attitude, because you know what? You never know how life is going to, you know, have different turns. Sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad. Sometimes it's basically for your highest good, that it is something that's blessing in disguise. So for whatever reason that is, you have to focus on what you feel in your heart. Remember that. It's all about giving gratitude and accepting the love that you have that's within you, because that's what's going to bring in that positive new year for you. You know, I know a lot of people are just, you know, still recovering from a lot from this past year, a lot of things that has happened. I know sometimes it's not easy in a year for us, and you know, the following years could be like 100 times better. And you know what, when that happens, it's like, okay, now I understood why this and this happened the prior year, because I had to go through something. Never look at anything negative, even if it is seeming to be negative. I always like to look at the glass half full, because there's always something with a divine purpose, and that's why we follow with our gut, with our intuition. We get readings, we find guidance from the above, so we can find the true happiness in our lives, because nobody's going to find it for us unless we go out there and we find it. So I hope that you're looking at it in this way. I know a lot of times it's hard to look at it this way. So like I always said, you know, if you're getting this this video and it's another time of the year, maybe it's not you know, the dates that are in the description area, it was a reading video sent to you. So maybe you should watch a little bit of it, take some notes, understand it, maybe come back to it if it's not resonating with you right away, because I find sometimes I'm not ready to hear a message and I hear it, you know, like the second time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I even, you know, miss that? That's because ego takes in a place in our life that sometimes directs us in different areas. So like I said, take notes, come back and revisit this video, and if you know someone who may benefit from it, please, by all means, you know, post this video or reshare or send it to them, however you like. Everybody has their own methods. I know, like, social media is like so out there, and I try my best to engage with everyone. And once again, I want to thank you all for all your support and everything that you've given to me this past year and the previous years, because I have to say it has done so much to me and my family, and we all thank you. We all thank you for just being there, just being the support, and you know, reaching out. I mean, I try my best to get back to everybody as soon as I can. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult, you know, when, you know, you have so much things going on, like all of us. So really, I just want to give you all the gratitude, and I love you guys, and I plan on doing a lot more. I have a lot more on my planner. It's probably already full. I need another one. And you know what? I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Like we talked about before, vision boards, getting those itineraries out, making plans. I mean, sometimes we can't keep those plans, but if we keep looking at them throughout the year, we say, you know what? That's a plan that I'm going to make happen, and I'm going to make sure that it works for me in my life. And do something good for yourself, really. I mean, it's not a selfish act. It's actually a loving act, because you know what? If you don't do something good for yourself, really nobody really will do something good for yourself, because you have to love yourself. You have to give in to yourself. Okay, so we always talk about this on social media, on my platform. I'm always posting everything about loving yourself and, you know, just bringing that vibration up. And if you're not following me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, I encourage you that we should all get together. We should all, you know, unite. That's the best way I can put it, because that's what it feels like. It's like giving each other support, because that's where it comes from. Okay, so without further delay, let's begin the reading. I've shuffled the cards and meditated on what we need to know for this upcoming week and how to avoid any obstacles that may be on our path for this brand new year that we are about to embrace. The cards that I've used were the very beautiful Mystical Wisdom card deck, and the author is Gay Guthrie, and the artwork is by the very talented Josephine Wall. You know her artwork. You've seen it in many of my card reading videos. Okay, so the first card that I pulled, Face Your Fears. And as you can see, this beautiful horse is what this woman is basically scared. She's afraid. She's afraid to face her fears. And this horse is trying to give her courage to face the fears, release the power of fear, and just let it go. This is something that the Divine Masculine has been, we've seen this many times in the previous readings, but the Divine Masculine has been trying to erase the fears, let go of the fears, move on, move forward. But it seems like facing the fears seems to be the biggest challenge for many of us. Now, you may be going through something in your life that requires you to face something, and maybe it's a struggle. And yes, I know we all go through these struggles with trying to face what it is that we don't know what to expect. But the Divine Masculine here is trying to face the fear, trying to hit it head on and say, I'm going to start facing whatever it is that is in front of me in my path. And now that we're coming into 2019, it's a brand new year. It's a brand new to start over again. And sometimes just facing that fear can actually make a big, big difference in your life. Yes, guys, it can change a whole lot. Your relationship that you're going through right now may seem like it's just at a standstill, like you're not getting anywhere. You could be apart from this person, you could be involved with this person, or maybe you haven't met this person, but you know that person is out there. There's something that you're supposed to do, because you're not letting go of something that is frightening you to move forward. Maybe that fear-based energy that you've had from a previous relationship. Maybe it's excess baggage. And this is part of almost all of us, because we go through that. When we go through a relationship, we kind of take with us the experience and say, well, I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen again, and I'm going to make it my best, that I'm not going to allow this person to do these things to me, or I'm not going to do these things for this person. I mean, Divine Masculine here is trying to take over and say, it's ego. My ego is important, and I need to do these things because I can't let this happen again. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe you need to face that fear. Maybe this is something you need to push yourself into. This person that you're involved with, you may be going through something because you're not facing the fear, and you're not allowing what is in your heart to take over, because it all comes from within. It all comes from the heart. The heart is what guides us all, and if we don't allow it to lead, to take over, that relationship that you're involved in is never going to take off the ground. It's never going to manifest. Basically, you're not going to find yourself in a good place with this person because you're not facing your fear. Maybe you have to talk to this person about what you're feeling in your heart. Maybe it's a sit down. You know, now that we're coming into a new beginning, a new year, a new month, you know, this is something that we all should be thinking about. Even if your relationship seems like it's just on a rocky road, maybe that person that you're involved with, maybe he's not doing very well because he's not facing his fears. Two wrongs don't make a right. That's where you have to look at all of this and decide in your heart, do I want to face the fear? The Divine Masculine says, yes, it's time to face the fear. But the Divine Masculine is also holding on to ego. So as you could see, this woman here is trying to overpower that and let go of that. She's thinking. There's a lot of dreams and imagination and things in her mind that wants to be unleashed. And this is why we have to take it one day at a time. Maybe not going in full strong if you're looking to have that sit down with someone, but maybe little by little, taking it layer by layer, it's going to make a big difference. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Battle of the Blues. And as you can see, it's a very blue card. It's a beautiful picture, yes. The colors are beautiful. I love pink and purple and blue and little hints of green. But as you can see, this woman is battling the blues. She's feeling like she's defeated. We all have those days. Sometimes we do. And as you can see, it says Battle of the Blues. Take steps toward positive change. Now, there's a lot of energy going on right now. As you know, I'm not going to talk about it, but we all tend to think a lot and release a lot during this time of the year. As we come to a new beginning, a new year, it approaches us. We kind of like slack off and think of the things that should have happened. Why didn't they happen? And that's why we call it Battle of the Blues. Battle of the Blues is meaning one thing. You're not seeing things for what they are. You're not opening yourself from what they are. But you're deciding that I'm just going to allow myself to feel hurt and defeated. And I mean, I'm not saying negative, but it feels like it's negative at times. It's negative because you're not fighting back. You're not facing your fears. You're allowing that energy right now to defeat you. The Divine Masculine, that's the main reason why the Divine Masculine needs to face their fear. And Divine Masculine wants to face their fear. We're seeing this a lot going on now in the Soul Collective, that facing the fears is one of the biggest things right now. And releasing old wounds, past wounds, previous wounds, anything that you're holding on to. Because without releasing it, it's always going to feel as if you're defeated. And I hate to say this, but a lot of people right now are going through this. And a lot of people are not embracing what I talk about. It's not me talking about, it's everybody. We all try to bring in the new year. Yeah, I hear it all the time, but Anne, you don't understand. It's like this, it's like that. I mean, yes, I do get it. I really do get it, guys. I totally get it. I've been there before too, so that's why I can relate. I'm human as well. And I know that we all can't fix it. Nobody can fix it for anyone. You have to fix it for yourself. So you have to come to terms with things and, you know, look at it for what it is and look inside what your heart is telling you. You know what? If you look inside to what your heart is telling you, you're going to find the answer there. You're going to find that you know what you want, but you have to let that heart energy just come through, the emotional love that you feel inside. Maybe this person is apart from you. Maybe you went through a bad breakup, and maybe you've been through this bad breakup for some time now, and it doesn't seem like anything has gotten better. It just seems like things have gotten more intense, or things have just been like you're feeling like you're in limbo. I mean, I see it all the time. Battling the blues is a very, very difficult time for a lot of people. Taking the step, like it says on the card, take the steps towards a positive change. I mean, the card is actually telling you, don't stay there. Don't be there. Don't let defeat, don't let negativity, don't let what happened 6 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever, bring you down. Because you have so much to look forward to. You just have to make that positive change. Make 2019 your positive step movement forward. Maybe that person that you're waiting for, maybe that person is going through something. Maybe you need to reach out to that person. Sometimes when you're too pushed back and feeling like I'm not going to get to them, they haven't called me in a while, so why should I even bother? Sometimes making that little step, maybe it's a little tiny step. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. Remember, these readings are not meant to tell you what to do. They're only there to help you, to guide you from the messages that come from within. And basically, I'm just releasing the messages towards you guys so that you can take it to what messages that your spirit guides is giving you. It's kind of like a confirmation of what you know deep inside. And I'm just like stamping it. Yes, you're right. You're on the right path. You need to do this and listen to your heart. That's basically what I say. Well, maybe I might be a little firm when I say certain things, but when I say things, in an assertive way, I'm saying it in a loving way because I know what we go through. We all go through love situations inside of our heart because we're all equal. We're all the same. We're all as one. And battling the blues can bring us down when we think too much. Maybe it's time to just get out there and meet someone new. Maybe this person that you're waiting for is not meant for you to wait for. Maybe you become codependent. A lot of times we do that because we think that that's where our life is supposed to be. Maybe it's been 10 years and you're still waiting. That's not something that you should wait for if it's meant to happen. And I'm not saying that person won't come back, because I've seen it happen many times. It happened after 20 years. That person comes back and confirms what they felt, what the other person felt. So I'm not here to specifically tell you to sit and wait. But if you've been waiting, you need to do something today. Remember, every day you have to do something different. Yeah, maybe you still have that person in your heart. Maybe you believe that this person is going to come back, and maybe that person will come back. But you need to start making the changes for yourself today in order to get that new beginning. Because like I said, divine partners sometimes have a big separation span before they do finally come together, because they have to work on themselves, especially twin flames. We talk about this all the time. Twin flames have to work on themselves, and I'm not going to get into it because that's going to be a long discussion of what twin flames need to go through, and I probably will make another video because I get a lot of questions about the twin flame energies and what they go through with the separation and runner and chaser stages. But you know what I'm talking about, because it happens with all divine partners, with separation, with love, not coming together. So this is a card to really meditate on, that you really need to let go and release. Just take the step forward. That's like facing the fears. Okay, let's go to the next card. Letting go. Now see, we just talked about letting go. Letting go, learn to let go. Beautiful butterflies. I like to show the cards because they do really release certain messages to me, but also they're very pretty to look at. And I mean, a lot of people get messages just by looking at them because they're very hypnotizing, especially Josephine Wall's artwork. Just love her. And as you can see, it's all about letting go of what is inside, and learning to let go so that you can finally see a light at the end of the tunnel. Because if you're clouding your light with negativity, and when I say negativity, I know we all have it. It's kind of like we accumulate it. We go on with life. We go outside. We accumulate negativity. You go to the grocery store. You go to the gas station. You go anywhere, and there's going to be someone that might pull you down, may say a negative comment to you, or just bump you the wrong way, or you could just get in the car and people can just cut you off. I mean, I see it all the time. You have to let go of that negativity, because that negativity, you kind of take it home with you. Yeah. It's like I went to the store to buy, some groceries, and I ended up bringing home some deep negativity, because these people working there were giving it to me. Not intentionally, sometimes that happens. And you know what? We take it with us, and then we accumulate more and we accumulate more. This is why I always say work on yourself. When you work on yourself, you let it go. You know how to release it. We talk about releasing it. The divine feminine right now is trying to look inside herself and release. Now, like I said, these cards are not necessarily, divine feminine is not just for a woman, but the divine feminine lives inside of us as well, men and women. And divine feminine wants to let go so that they can finally see that light, see that love, see it all. But if they're holding on to it, the divine feminine is basically kept sheltered. I mean, it's like you can't find peace when you're always being pushed to the corner. And this can go on for a long time, guys. It's just that it's time to let go as we come into a new year. And I'm not saying let go of a specific person, but releasing, surrendering, allowing yourself to just be you. It's like being you is such a beautiful thing. Being you, being your authentic self. Sometimes you say, wow, I feel so good. I spent some time with somebody, maybe good friends, family, different people. And you said, wow, I felt so great. I felt wonderful. I should do this more often. And you want this. That's because you are your authentic self. But when you're around people that you feel inadequate, or you feel like you have to be appropriate because they just might judge you, you know, it doesn't matter, because if they judge you, so what? You are who you are. But sometimes they can give us this vibe, and it happens to all of us, that we just kind of like get self-conscious and say, well, maybe I shouldn't be here. And that's a time when you have to just let go of it. You have to say, I'm going to be here even longer, because if their presence is making me feel that I shouldn't be here, why not? Maybe they're the ones that have the problem. You have to remember, you can be a big influence on someone if you just let go of it. Let go of that ego-based energy that tells you, I can't do this anymore. I can't take this person intimidating me. And I feel like that's what's the message is here. Letting go of negativity that maybe you've been holding on your partner. Maybe they're doing something that's agitating you, and you have to let it go. Maybe they did something to you. Maybe there was something that is very difficult for you to accept. It happens to everybody. It's not something we like to talk about, but when there's a third party involved, and it's hard for you to give that trust. It's hard for you to put the love back into it, though the love is there, but though you just don't want to trust. Maybe it's time to just let go and surrender it. You know, just say, I am going to surrender it because I want to be happy. Yes, there will be little triggers. You may watch something on television. You might hear somebody talk about something, but that's a time you have to put the shield of light around you and say, I'm letting go of it. That's something that work on. That's why this card says, learn to let go. Something that is huge. I feel like this is a message for someone. This is huge. It's time for you to let go. It's time for you to stop looking at it and stop finding your excuses why you can't let go. Pride, you know, being assertive is one thing, but pride is another thing, because you're not allowing the love to come through. And if it isn't forgivable, or if it isn't something you can be with, maybe that person isn't someone that you should be with. I mean, rethink about these things. Sometimes it's creating the negativity inside of you because you're with someone that you shouldn't be with. Now, like I said, I don't necessarily tell everybody that they need to do, but I try to go around everybody's situation, because I feel like so many messages come through when I'm doing these readings. Trust me, and I have to channel. So when I'm picking up things, maybe it doesn't resonate with you, but maybe it does. So like I said, you will understand when it comes to you. So write down these things and take notes all the time. Okay, the last card. Okay, go with the flow. Let things happen. Beautiful butterflies, and as you can see, she's riding the wave, and a beautiful moon. Very beautiful colors. I love these colors. I love the blues, the greens, butterflies, and fish. Beautiful fish with wings. They're not really butterflies. They're butterfly fish. It says, go with the flow, let things happen. And you know what? Messages are coming through. This is definitely a message. Go with the flow. Divine Feminine. It's time for you to shine. It's time for you to release that feeling that you can't do it, or you can't trust. You can't feel love. You can't allow it to come through because of something that may have happened with you with this person, or maybe with a previous situation. Go with the flow. Let things happen. Maybe that it's time for you to start moving forward. Maybe to find yourself somebody new. Maybe you haven't found anybody. Maybe you're looking and you can't find anyone because you're not letting go of a previous situation. See, there are so many different areas that is telling you right now, letting go and go with the flow is really, really important for 2019. With going with the flow in 2019 may be something like, okay, I do that. Yeah, I do that. No, maybe you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't feel like you're holding on to something. Does that make sense? Because guess what? If you're holding on to something, how can you let go and go with the flow? You're not being easygoing. You're not living your life as your inner child is telling you. Your inner child says, hey, let's just love everybody. Let's just be ourselves. Remember when we were kids? That's the inner child, guys. The inner child is like, we didn't have ego. We didn't have things in our mind telling us, oh, this person said this or this person did this. No, we had to, you know, just listen to what our parents said, and or whoever was taking care of us, and we just went with the flow, whatever was in front of us. That's basically what it is today. Obviously, it's harder to do because we take along some stuff with us as we grow up. That's part of growing up. That's part of growth, spiritual growth. But deep down inside, we are still those young children. We are still a young child inside of us. So going with the flow a little bit, releasing it, try it. Maybe it's not something you normally would do. Maybe you feel like you have to be some way in front of someone because they're going to take advantage of you or they're going to dominate you. Sometimes when you look at it this way, it kind of like builds up this barrier, and guess what? It's hard for you to see a feeling with love for that person because you're always on guard. That's not good. That's really not good, because you don't want to feel like your spouse or your partner is going to hurt you all the time, and you're fearing it because you're not facing your fears and you're hurt about it. So that creates like the feeling of battling something deep inside of you because you're not letting it go. Maybe they've done it more than once. I understand. But that is who you are, and that is who you're sent with. Sometimes we are sent with people that just won't change. It's the same situation over and over, and it just feels like it's never getting better because we're always caught up in the same circle over and over. I know that's hard, but maybe it's time to separate yourself from thinking so much into what happened and doing things for yourself, loving yourself, go with the flow. I find that when we love ourselves more so, it attracts love for other people to love us. When you show the beauty inside yourself, you automatically shine something deep inside of you that makes you feel loved and cared for, and you automatically attract that. And maybe that person that you're with says, I think I've been neglecting him or I've been neglecting her. And they come out and they start talking. I mean, I've seen this happen. It's like a magnetic force when it comes to loving yourself, when it comes to doing things for yourself. I know we have New Year's resolutions. I know we all have goals. I hope you're putting them out there in a planner or a journal and deciding what you want to do. A vision board is an excellent time to create right now. I always talk about this. And it's not something that you have to do right on January 1st, right before. It can be done anytime during the month of January. January is our first month of the year. So I like to get everything pretty much prepared in January. I can't do it in December so much. I try, but it seems like January things get accomplished because things are a little bit slower and we have more time to do these things. So I suggest that, start planning out what you're going to be doing for yourself. I know it sounds like you're like talking about yourself and putting all these things out in a planner, but positive affirmations about yourself really lift up your vibration, and reading them, how beautiful you are or how wonderful you are, how amazing you are. Yes, because you are. You truly are. You have life inside of you. You are a living, beautiful human being, and you need to shine that light. Just like the sun is so beautiful, just like the moon is so beautiful, you are so beautiful. You don't realize it. It's not about, oh, well, I don't look like this person. It's not about the physical. It's about the energy behind it, because is what makes you beautiful. I've always found that it's not the physical appearance what we're born with, because that's our DNA. That's like something we can't control, but we can control the light inside of us. We can shine the light, and the more you shine that light, the more you see how beautiful you feel inside. You ever see some people, they just look so beautiful. I know I see a lot of people, I say, wow, that person just looks wonderful. And they have this light. They have this beauty inside of them because they're positive, because they're uplifting. And that's what matters. That's what truly matters. It's not the skin that they are in, because that automatically, shines with the light, and doesn't matter what you look like, because everybody is beautiful no matter what they look like. Everybody is unique. Just some people stereotype, certain people. I'm not going to say who, but, like these young models that young girls want to, refer themselves to looking like, and there's nothing wrong with it, but that is just like a stereotype, like I said, because it's you know, out there. It's like what we grew up with, and there's nothing wrong with it. But it's not who we are, and it's not what we label ourselves. It's when we grow into a beautiful body, and the body matures, and the body gets more beautiful. It's like a flower, and it'll just keep blossoming. You know, like they say, you age like fine wine. Things like this. Never down yourself, always uplift yourself. And that's what I try to do. I'm always uplifting myself, and I'm always trying to do things for self-care. I will try something new. I'm into all of that stuff, guys. The beauty things, and, you know, working out, and meditating, exercise, yoga, Pilates. I do it all, not because I just want to look good. I mean, that is a perk, yes, but I want to feel good, because when I do those kind of things with a clean eating, especially, oh my gosh, and just letting go of things and releasing, it really makes you shine. I'm telling you. It brings on youth inside of you. It makes you feel good. This is the motto that I try to keep up with. I try to keep up with myself so I can feel the best I can. Maybe 20 years from now, I'm going to say the same thing. And maybe I'm going to feel more beautiful than I am right now. And maybe in another 30 years, I'm going to feel even better. This is the thing. It's all about what's within, what's in your heart, the love that you have. And that's what is important here, especially now. We're coming into 2019. Now, I wasn't planning on talking about the new year. I wanted to make a separate video about how to bring in the new year and everything else, but for some reason I felt like I had to relay a message. This is coming from the divine, so take it as it comes. I mean, like a lot of times messages will come through not by just my reading videos, but other reading videos. I hear this all the time. You will see signs, write them down. Numbers, they are all things that are something that are meant for you. But most importantly, don't look at things negatively. Always put a positive. The glass is half full, not half empty. Remember that. It's always half full. Okay. So I hope that this reading video resonated with you, because the reading in many ways resonated with me. And as I said, the messages were just flowing through, coming through, and it's a good time to take notes. So if it didn't resonate with you, just leave it behind, and maybe revisit this video and take down those notes again, that maybe you missed something. Because like I said, it's incredible how they just come out and they just jump at us. Maybe you're seeing the cards right now and you're saying, I see a message. Something just came through. It's not a thought. Yeah, we do get thoughts. Don't get me wrong. But when you're giving readings and when you're getting a reading, messages come through because you're kind of like in a different state of mind, kind of like a trance, or just something comes upon you that you're not looking at things the way we look at like things on the outside world. So it's more spiritual, if that makes sense. Okay, so if you'd like to get your own personalized reading, I do offer them a phone chat and email, and the links are down below in the description area. I just want to wish you guys all a wonderful, beautiful, and a very happy, blessed 2019. This is going to be a wonderful year. Everybody is going to shine, and just like I said, just go with the positive. Don't look at the negative. Okay. Okay. So God bless you all. Namaste.